as small, as insignificant as the Ahmadiyya Jamaat may be, right? It still needs to be corrected.
So your 5-year campaign, Adnan, is ongoing. I mean, and you've introduced the last message outreach. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about that. I mean, what is the message in last message outreach, and what do you hope to achieve by this?
It stands for exactly what it states.
Last message outreach.
The last message outreach.
Yeah.
We want to convey to the world that Islam is the last message. Prophet Muhammad is the last messenger of God.
Okay.
And Quran is the last book from God. There is no other message coming. I mean, if someone else comes along and says that they have written 80 books, having been inspired by God Almighty after the Quran, why do we need it? The Quran in chapter 5 makes a categorical statement, Declan. It states that today your religion has been perfected and God has completed his favors upon you. Okay? Yeah. And he has chosen Islam as your religion. Okay? This verse was revealed 4 months before the Prophet Muhammad passed away, near the end of his life.
Yeah.
On the day of Arafah, the Hajj he did, the last Hajj of his life, when he did, and on the day of Arafah, he had the largest assembly of his followers in front of him. Okay, never before such a huge number of his followers gathered in one place in his presence. Over 100,000 people.
Wow.
And this is where the verse was revealed that today your religion has been perfected. When something is perfected, Declan, is there any room to add?
Of course not.
Right? So if Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Qadiani claimed that he has received another 80 books as an inspiration from God, 80 books, 23 volumes, which most human beings cannot possibly read in their lifetime, right? Most Ahmadis haven't read it. Okay, I rate Imtiaz, Muhammad Imtiaz, for spending 2 to 3 years of his life reading that stuff. And he said
that wasn't an easy task, was it?
I haven't read. I keep saying this, and I don't know, for some reason they keep picking on this. I haven't read most of Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Qadiani's books because I don't feel like it is such
You've read some of them, and the rest of them.
I have read enough. I have read enough to know that this is a complete fraud in the name of Islam.
And I think what Muhammad has done is, he gives pretty good summaries of each one, doesn't he?
Absolutely. So look, if someone claims that there are another 80 books that came from God through inspiration, okay, and you need to read them, and in those books there are direct contradictions with the Quran. There are ideas therein that contradict the Quran directly, okay, categorically. How are we to take it seriously? We take either the Quran seriously, or we take Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Qadiani's writings seriously. So there is a clear problem.
Well, there's no competition there, is there?
There is no competition, absolutely no. So this is why it's important to clarify that outreach, the last message outreach, the job is to deliver this very message, that Islam is the last religion, Prophet Muhammad is the last prophet and the messenger of God, and he brought the last message, the last book from God, which is the Quran.
So I know your campaign is in its first couple of months. So in the coming months and years, we're going to be hearing much more about this.
It's going to be a long journey, Declan. This is just the beginning. We are just starting, right? And this is going to be a long journey. Although the cult is over, it is finished, but we want to ensure that we leave so much literature and information on this cult.
But is it over? Is it complete?
It is finished.
Do you think so?
I'm categorically now, in your presence today, I'm going to make a public statement, right? The Ahmadiyya cult is no more. It has already fallen, okay? What you can see is the straws. It's the straws the building is standing on. And all it takes is one straw to fall. It might be one of the Khalifa's cousins or uncles or his son or his daughter that might accept Islam. And before you know,
it'll implode in upon itself.
Absolutely, okay. I think so. It will spiritually implode. Okay, the Jamaat will implode. It has already imploded, Declan. We know the news from inside. There are people on the table of the caliph. There are people within the establishment who have already left the cult.